What specifically is the challenge, or what has accounted for these outages beyond Ghana's inability to pay its debt?
I'm not informed of the commercial issues. GRIDCO, as the transmitter of bulk power, has a responsibility to provide up to some 3,150 megawatts of power daily to service domestically, to provide that power to the electricity company of Ghana. However, in the event that we are unable to provide that quantum, we then have the responsibility to inform the public that there's a shortfall and as a result of being accomplished. I want to emphasize that these outages experienced on Wednesday evening and Thursday are not a result of any equipment failure or system disturbance. It is a matter that is of a commercial nature, and that has nothing to do with GRIDCO. We rely on the gas to give to the generators so they can generate the power. They give it to us and we give to ECG. So it is the glitch in the value chain that has resulted in this regrettable situation.
My next question would be the question on the minds of many. How long can we expect these outages, and which areas are we cooling in the midst of the problem that we find ourselves in?
So you've asked two questions. I'll answer the latter bit about the areas that may be affected. GRIDCO is unable to provide that information because we do not deal directly with individual domestic users. So that would be the mandate of the Electricity Company of Ghana. It is up to them to decide if they want to show all of us a timetable. GRIDCO has no control over that. So in terms of which areas, I'm unable to say so. All I'm able to tell you is that at this time, this amount of power is unavailable. It then becomes ECG's responsibility to manage the limited megawatts available accordingly. And if they decide to share a timetable, that's really their decision. Then your previous question about how long will this last? To be honest, GRIDCO does not know. What I can tell you is that until these commercial issues with the pipeline are sorted out, we will have some more outages. So today, I can at least inform the general public that I know that there are some outages happening during the day currently, which is what we call off-peak. And we know that there will be further outages during peak time, which is from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It is a regrettable situation, but this is a matter that is really out of GRIDCO's hand. Until we see some significant change over the next 3 to 6 hours, it is likely that the outage will continue today. And until the commercial issues are addressed, the outages may persist because we produce up to 350 million standard cubic feet of gas from the west. We get 120 million, I think, from Tullow Jubilee Field, and we get a little over 200 and something from ENI. And what happens is that not all of that gas is used in the Western Enclave. Some of it is shipped via the pipeline to Tema, because there are lots of plants in the Eastern Enclave. They also need gas. So the reality is that until we have that full mix of gas coming from the west to the east, and then gas which comes from Nigeria, currently there is no issue with gas from Nigeria. So when we have that in addition, then all the plants can run at full capacity, and there will be no outage issue. Currently, that is not the situation from the Western Enclave to the east.
So in the face of this, you're saying that the worst affected areas would be the densely populated areas in the country, for instance, the densely populated regions. There's a mention of the Greater Accra, the northern part of the country. They will be impacted the most. Is there an explanation to this target?
Okay, so what I would say is that we don't determine who goes off. ECG does. But from a technical standpoint, the engineers managing the system will look at the load across the country.
Right.
Areas that have significant levels of load will have to lose some of that load. And so that is determined based on an analysis, a technical analysis that is done to meet the megawatt that is lost. So it could be a combination of both.
Right.
You may have some areas that are densely populated, like if you talk about, and this is just an example, which I know tends to come up a lot. The area that is known as Accra East. These are areas, Teshinungwa, Intex, all the way to East Legon, Adringano, all the way to Adenta. I do know that there's a heavy load there because these are high-income people. They use heavy load. You're talking about the air conditioning and other equipment. So in such instances, you may see some load shed in that area.
Right.
And then there will be some there will be some less densely populated areas like where I live in Ashongman, where the load may not be so heavy. You may lose some as well. So it really depends on the technical analysis done at that moment in time. It varies from day to day.